With the Valhalla Ventures, reguideservice.com, reiguideservice.com. Want to do a real quick video while I'm on my way to go pick someone up. Wanted to talk about ARV per a request on a comment. Thank you for your comments and your suggestions. That sounded really weird. Okay, so look, ARV, establishing ARV, it can be done in a bunch of different ways. And what it really comes down to is ARV is just an educated opinion, typically done by a professional. And that professional can be an abundance of different things. That could be someone that does appraisals, that could be a real estate agent, that can be an investor. It just depends on who it is. And really what it comes down to is access. Who is able to have access to recently solds in the area, because that's how ARV is determined. The value of something is essentially determined by what are people willing to pay for it, right? So if you have a collection of baseball cards, but you're not willing to sell them for any amount of money, then the value of those baseball cards is priceless, because you're not willing to sell them. And the thing is if you wanted $1,000 a piece for them, and nobody's willing to pay that, then they're not worth $1,000 a piece. And people get really wrapped up in how much they feel things are worth. And they don't. The seller of a thing doesn't get to determine that. It's the buyers of the community that get to determine that. So what you do is you find the recently solds in your area that you're looking to purchase a property in, or flip a property, or whatever it is, the reason you're looking for an ARV. Maximize the value of your own property. What you do is you find recently solds within a limited area. I usually would say within a few miles of the property that you're talking about, the target property. Want to look for properties within that area, limited area, that are the same, that are recently sold, that are also recently, by the way, within the last 6 months, that meet the same criteria as your target property, i.e. same square footage, same finishes, same size lot, same amenities, all of those things that make those comparable. That's why they call it comparables. The more comparable they are, the more similar these things are, the better you have evidence to support your opinion of the value of that property. Because really all that's saying is my opinion is the value of the property is this, based on the fact that people are willing to pay for this type of property this amount of money. That's really all it is. So you can go to a realtor and get a realtor's opinion, or you can go to an appraiser and get an appraiser's opinion, or you can, and you might have an appraiser that gives you an opinion, and then you have, you go to refinance or get a loan, and the bank sends out their appraiser, and their appraiser has a different opinion. So you hear all the time about appraisals coming in for a different amount than what people thought it was going to be. And that's fine, but that's because it's based on your opinion. So the more conservative you can be, and make sure, and personally, that's why whenever I find out, okay, in the area of my target property, all of the houses have, carpet in the bedrooms. It's nice carpet, but it's carpet in the bedrooms, and, regular finishes and whatnot. What I might try to do is I might try to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add crown molding. I'm going to go ahead and put snap lock flooring in those bedrooms. I'm going to put snap lock flooring throughout. I'm going to do some upgrades, and I'm going to have to search a little to try to get the savings, so I'm still staying within my target budget, right? But I want to try to make it so that my amenities, my finishes, the things that I can easily control, those things are better than those comparables that I decided my price based upon. That way, whenever I go to list my property, if I still list my property within those comparables, I'm going to have a better product for the same price as the comparable properties. And if you have that, then everybody else in that community that's fixing up their property, so by the time you get yours ready to market, your property compared to the ones that are on the market for sale more than likely will be much, much nicer than the other comparables within that same price range, within that same area. And if you can do that, it's a little bit more effort and time, really. And that's what you're investing in. Being an investor is time, because the money comes from the deals, You as an investor are investing your time and figuring out the comparables, making sure you can market a property, make sure that all of the things that are valuable to being a success and getting a good return on your investment of your time and your money, of course. But a good return on your investment in time is vital, because you don't want to sit and think that you've done these comparables and the property's going to appraise for a certain amount, and then it turns out that you were completely and totally wrong. That when the bank appraiser comes in, they appraise it for far less, which means now you got to bring more cash to the table, which now blows out the deal, which now you've wasted your time, everybody you've talked to about it, all those things. You've also wasted their time. You've diminished and devalued your own credibility. And that's really not good. So that's how you do it. You find ARV, after repair value. That means when it's all fixed up, ready to go, that's after repair value. Remember, whenever you're evaluating a property, you look for 65% of ARV minus repairs. That's what ARV means. Be blessed, bless others.